Let's stay on COVID, but move to the senior high schools now, because some heads of senior high schools in the central region are calling for periodic fumigation exercises in the country schools to get rid of bedbugs and other insects that disturb students. At the start of the fumigation exercise in 103 senior high, technical and vocational schools, the heads today told JoyNews they are relieved with the intervention. Richard Kanako has more in the following report.
Bedbugs, small oval brownish insects that live on the blood of animals and humans, have tormented students of senior high schools across the country for a very long time. The insects, plus others such as cockroaches, left a huge burden on authorities of the schools and parents because of how their activities affected them. Heads of senior high schools in the central region have heaved a sigh of relief after the GES commenced their fumigation exercise in 103 senior high, technical and vocational education and training schools in the central region. Headmistress of Holy Child School, Anastasia Tomford-Ochre, the head of Wesley Girls Senior High School, K. Opon Ankuma, and her colleagues want more of these done periodically to fight not only COVID-19 but also bedbugs in the country's senior high schools.
Students have been battling with the bedbugs menace for quite some time now, and we've been crying for help, and I think that our cries have been heard. And yes, I must say that this is not the first time anyway. This is the second time. And we wish that this will continue so that the bedbug menace will be completely rid of in our schools. As a girls' school, you know, girls are delicate and we need to protect them. So this is, I think, one of the ways of preparation to protect them when they come back to school.
Oh yeah, one of the major challenges as a school, you know, dumb bed bugs, even mbwatan and other rodents and insects. Oyaza, ohauhen, ankasankasa. We would like to commend the government and the Ghana Education Service, especially for this particular, you know, measure that it has put in place and all other measures that have been put in place to combat COVID-19.
Chief Corporate Communications Officer, Jospon Group of Companies, Sophia Lisa, believes a disinfection arrangement such as this could be done periodically to fight bedbugs.
For this fumigation, the chemical is so potent, it's strong. It's able to last for up to 6 months and beyond. So we are believing that, thankfully, hopefully, the students will come to school very soon. And by the time they are coming, the system will be clear and the chemical will linger on for a while before we have to come back again to help. It's a very good exercise that I think that even after the contract is over, teachers and PTAs should encourage schools to continue to do this.
Central Regional Director of Education, Martha Owusu is upbeat the exercise has been organized at the right time, and she is confident it will create a congenial atmosphere for the students when schools resume.
With COVID or without COVID, the bedbugs were there. So it's good we are doing it, and for me, I'm happy because for now the students are not here. They've been away for a while. And when you finish too, they are not going to come tomorrow. So there will be enough time for the chemicals to work.
The Ghana Education Service has contracted the Zoom Lion Company Limited to help in the nationwide initiative. Government has over the past weeks undertaken similar exercises in major and satellite markets across the country. Ministries and other government departments have not been left out of this operation. Richard Kanako, JoyNews, Cape Coast.
And we're going live to the central region now to get an update on this fumigation exercise. Richard Kanako is our man on the ground and he joins us via phone. Hello, Richard. Thanks for joining us here on NewsDesk. Which schools have benefited from this exercise already?
Well, so it started on Saturday. St. Augustine's College, Infante Pim, Wesley Girls, and other key schools benefited. So 6 schools benefited on Saturday. Today they are doing 4 schools, and tomorrow they will be doing 4 schools. In all, 103 schools in the central region are going to be to benefit.
Okay, so 103 schools will benefit. What is the extent of the exercise being undertaken in terms of the fumigation? Which areas are they focusing on?
The country for a very long time, the insects.
What we are doing is going to make the environment safe for our children who are currently at home. That by the time they are coming in, the schools will be safe and healthy for them to concentrate and do whatever educational programs they have to do. Additionally, it's also going to help to make sure that they are able to concentrate very well and study and be able to feel healthy. And the challenge with the good news about it is that, you know, COVID-19 attacks our immune system. Now, with this, if the bed bat is there, it's going to worsen it for them because it weakens your system and you can easily be attacked. But with this disinfestation, it helps you to build your immune system. Once you are eating well and all, they will be okay. And then once they are, and it's not exclusive, but then you have to be practicing the COVID-19 protocols, washing the hands with soap under running water for not less than 20 seconds, you know, using hand sanitizers, practicing social distancing, and using the nose mask, which is very key. The children will have to do that as well. But the other thing is that this particular chemical that we're using has a potency level of up to 6 months. And so from now to the next 6 months, we are sure that the system is clean and clear. But we want to advise school authorities that this is something they should be doing constantly, because the bed bat is a very dangerous and very sneaky, you know, pest, and it has its way of getting back into the system. So if you don't do it quite often, you can't say that I have done this one and that is it, it's not coming again. It can come again because people bring it for their homes and other places. So we want to encourage school authorities to take this seriously and be doing it quite often.
Is it going to be a regular feature? Looking at the cost implications, are you going to collaborate with the school authorities?
If they call us anytime, we are there. We are an entity that has what it takes to do the work. So if they call us, we'll be happy to come and help them. I know that some of the schools have been doing it, but oftentimes they are not able to do the entire school. Most of them will do the dormitories and maybe classrooms, but we have to cover the entire school's, you know, structure because of the cost involved. But we are available anytime the Ghana Education calls us, anytime any individual school calls us, we are ready to come and help.
Before the student left, they were having some food items. How safe will they?
And so that's Sofa Lisa. She is head of corporate communications for the Jospon Group, leading this initiative. My colleague Kanako is still with us on the line. Kojo, I had a talk about the fact that they are covering the entire school, not just the dormitories. What have they found during this period of fumigation, and what advice are they passing on to the school management?
Also, before this disinfection exercise, the heads were battling with the issue of bed bugs, and for them, it's a good exercise that is coming. But what they are saying is that they want it to continue. The Zoom Lion Chief Corporate Communications Officer indicated that this exercise they are doing has a 6 month duration, and so after that, then the schools will have to take some steps in order to continue the fumigation exercise to get rid of the bed bugs completely. And so the schools are excited and they want more to be done. They are asking government to support them to ensure that the schools in Ghana are rid of bed bugs.
And she mentioned cost. Are the schools bearing any cost for this?
Well, the schools say they do not have adequate capacity to continue doing this, so they are going to rely on government, and particularly the Zoom Lion. But Zoom Lion says that, well, they are there, they are a corporate entity, and so if government invites them in to fumigate the schools, they are in already. They have also indicated that government has signaled that they are going to continue with the exercise, and so that is what is in for the schools and the Zoom Lion. I
know that some of the schools earlier had concern about their schools being turned into isolation centers. What is the latest on that?
Well, so as we speak, there's been some backdoor engagement. The issue had to do with community entry protocols that were not adhered to. They were not engaged. That is what the the schools and the communities were saying. But now, I think the join has gone on well, and so now there is no cause for alarm. The schools are allowed, but I do not know, for now, we do not know which schools have accepted that their schools should be used as quarantine centers or isolation centers. But we know some schools that we have some people already there, they have been quarantined in these centers already. And
just before you go, could you tell us about the social distancing protocols, the use of face masks, which is mandatory now? How are the people observing that?
It is a very difficult and a tall order for a lot of people, especially at the market and the fish market. I have been going to the Elmina market, and it's really a difficult task for them, knowing the kind of community that that places, and then the market as well. But the chief executives and the authorities are ensuring that these things are adhered to, and so they have sent task force teams to go around to ensure that all of these things are strictly adhered to. Already they've indicated that taxis are not supposed to pick their normal four. No one sits in between another passenger, and so the taxis will have 4, and then the tricycles and the other things, they are supposed to pick 2. And so the police are regularly on the road to ensure that these things are strictly enforced.
Richard, thank you very much. Richard Kanako is our Central Region correspondent, bringing us up to speed on a fumigation exercise which is underway in the region in senior high schools, technical and vocational schools, as part of measures being put in place to help prevent this further spread of COVID-19.